Hello everybody, welcome to next installment of my videos here at Ramsgate Studios. DJ Razorblade here, showing you a little bit more of my setup and how I use them. No, it's been a little bit longer since the last video I did, but I've had a lot of stuff going on, unexpected stuff coming up, plus I've been doing lots of work on my new podcasts and whatnot, but I figured I'll take some time to show you a little bit about how some of my gear finally works. And we're going to get things started with the my mobile setup. Pardon the hand in the face here. We're just going to swing around here. You can see I've got Traktor booted up on my MacBook here. I actually had to turn the brightness down on the monitor because the glare was actually making it hard to see what's going on. But as you can see, I've got two tracks loaded here into the decks. Basically, you can use Traktor. You see I've got a huge library of tracks here, but generally speaking, what I find when I'm working on a project, it's easier for me to organize everything into playlists. If you look over here, you'll see right down there in the corner, I've got a track list of all the projects I've done, as well as some of the other stuff that I wanted to do in the past, and stuff that's coming up in the future. And you can assign playlists that you want down here to hotkeys, F1 through I think that says F10 right there. So it makes it easy to jump between track lists, stuff like that. I'm the kind of guy who I'm not very good at doing stuff spontaneously. I have to plan it out to the letter. I hope to get better at doing things spontaneously if I have to start doing live shows, but not a problem now. And just give you a little quick hit of how the equipment works. Everything that I do on my Hercules DJ console, which I've got set up over here, is going to equate to some type of on-screen movement. Got the crossfader here and the jog wheels here. And you notice when I move the crossfader on the Hercules, it does that exactly the same thing. It'll go back and forth on the screen. Same thing with the jog wheels. You can use the jog wheels to scan through a track. And then of course there's the all-important play feature, which I'll show you right here how it works. You just pop it on and there you have it. And so like I said, and you can mess with you can take the bass out of the track. You can take the middle parts of it out, and again, same thing with the highs. You can see how it affects the music. Sometimes when I get tracks that don't really have a very good, like a very good bit rate, or they're low quality, I'll actually give increases to the equalizers. I'll actually give them a little bit of a boost here. That'll actually make them sound a little bit louder. But generally speaking, I'll use the channel gain, which you see that flashing meter right above it is the gain knob. It's the individual channel volume. If I need to make a track sound a little bit louder, I can adjust it. I have to adjust it with the mouse here because my Hercules mixer doesn't have the buttons you need for it. But as you can see, I'm just going to turn down the volume a little bit here, just so you can hear my voice. And you can do the exact same thing with the other deck too. You can do the exact same thing with the other deck over here. I'll pause the first deck, bring the fader over. Again, you can take the bass down out of the track. And you'll notice here what I've actually got set running is a loop. You'll see I've got a loop going here. It just repeats the 4 bars of the track over and over again. You can adjust the length of the loop here, anywhere from 1/8 all the way up to 32 beats.
All these highs.
very cool stuff that you can do with this. And there's a whole bunch of other features up here too. You'll notice that there are little blue points here on the waveform. Those are my cue points when I want to, start working on transitions for a track, things like that. And again, it says, well, when you're using the jog wheels, sometimes I'll have to beat juggle a track, where you can do speed through a track really quickly, back and forth with the jog wheels. When you buy the MIDI controller, they actually come with pre-assigned control settings for Traktor, so you can just load them into Traktor's memory and get started right away. If you don't like what comes with the controller, you can find better versions online. Like people put together custom versions of their equipment, custom versions of the controller settings that they have. And I was able to find a good one that works for Traktor really well. And like I said, that's just the basics of some of the stuff that Traktor can do. Again, it's actually set up to work on 4 decks. If you look right up here, see, it'll show you what deck is in focus. If you have multiple controllers or a 4-mixer controller, you can actually set it to work with 4 decks there. Set at which mode you want to run in, CD player, vinyl. Then there's all the different loop controls. I generally don't use all this kind of stuff. Basically, everything you see within here, these 2 decks, is pretty much all I use, whether I'm doing a DJ mix or a podcast. I keep things really, really simple. But there's loads of options for people here who want to really get creative. Plus there's effects here along the top, all your classic effects, like you see right here. You got delay, reverb, flanger, beat masher. The newer versions of Traktor, and specifically Traktor Scratch Pro, have got tons of great effects, lots of stuff you can try out once you get the basics down. And that's pretty much it. Like I said, it's just it looks complicated, and it will be at first. It's very intimidating. But once you get the hang of it, you can do a lot of great stuff with this. Like I said, and all this, like I said, the laptop and the mixing board and my headphones too. There you go. So when I started, like I said, that whole setup only cost me about $2,000, and you could possibly even get them for cheaper these days. Like I said, MacBooks are coming down in price, and yeah, it's all you need to get started, and it will serve the beginner quite well. So that's just a very basic look at some of the stuff that I use when I'm working on my special projects. It says, well, next video probably I'll show you a little bit more about how I actually use the equipment to blend tracks. I may have to get a camera person to help me, because I really need to be able to focus on the mix when I'm working. But yeah, you'll get an idea of exactly how I use the controls to make my mixes sound smooth and perfect. But that's it for now. I'll do my best to get this posted up on YouTube as soon as possible. And it says, well, I hope you enjoy. Thanks again for watching.